Well, welcome to a new Upbuild video. So here we are back in the shed, and look who's back.
Yeah, back again. Final 12 cylinders here.
Fantastic. We'll get some work done now.
Get on with that.
Yeah, we're going to be carrying on working on our classic Mini Mk1 conversion as you've been watching. So as you saw in the last one, we've got all that cant reel cut out, and we've got the new one fitted in, sized up. We've got that still to weld in, which we're going to do in this episode, and we've got the other side to cut out and do the same. So what we'll do is, obviously you've seen it all cut out, so we'll fly through that with a bit of time lapse and show you how that works out. But also in this one, we're going to show you our new toy, which is going to be good.
Yeah, new toy, brilliant.
Smashing. So all in this episode. Crack on. Right then, so we're all free, as you can see all the way through there now. I've had to butcher this one a bit more than the other side compared to where you saw on the other side that we took off, but it's the same again, same problem where we've extended the windows, the rear windows, dropped them down to fit the smaller Mark 1 stroke Mark 2 style rear windows. When I've added the bit on for the rubber for the window, I can kind of see, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but you've got the heat distortion on the cant reel, which is what I'm taking out. It's obviously just slightly got a tacked along the bottom edge there. So what I'm going to do is the same as what I've done along the front. I'm just going to run the cut-off wheel on the air saw, on the compressor. Just run it along the bottom of those spot welds that I've just drilled. I might not need to run the cut. Oh, see. In the right hand. I thought I was going to need a little cutter, but I didn't need it, did I?
No.
That's good.
Got it without that.
Yeah. There we go.
That's good. This is out.
Oh, that's another one out. There we go. Cant reel number 2 out. I'm going to weld this little section up here that obviously I've just caught with the grinder when I've cut through. And there are a couple of little spots on a couple of little places where I'll just weld through. Something I forgot to mention on the last one was that a few people mentioned how am I going to open the areas up, because when I dropped the back window and the front door, it obviously closed a little section off, which isn't really ideal for a few different reasons, but mainly just for rust. It's not vented, so what I can do is I can do that now in the back here, which I think I mentioned that when I was doing it, so I can just pop a couple of these holes through, which I've drilled just so it vents the area in the back, so it's not like a sealed area, so that then obviously the air can get in there and it can dry out. It's not going to sort of create damp area or rot or anything like that. Where the rear part of the side panel is attached to the front part of the side panel, I'm going to put a couple of extra stitches down because I've noticed it's not particularly well welded. So you can see that piece there. I'll get a bit closer on the camera for you. Yeah. Oh.
Okay.
Oh, man. Dinner time.
Right.
Right then, so that's both cant rails temporarily fitted. So as you've seen, obviously we've got the other side fitted first, which went in quite nicely. And now we've got the other side in, which I'll try and give you a little bit of a look at. It's quite difficult to get the camera in, but we'll give you a good angle. But the other side fitted in. So both the cant rails on both sides temporarily fitted, like I say. So we've got them. Let's come back out of there. Ooh, tight squeeze. So yeah, that's them both temporarily fitted. So we'll take them back out now. We spent a bit of time, obviously, as you've seen, cleaning in the back of there. We cleaned all of the surface rust up that was in the back of the old cant rails, and then on the shell, that is, and then sort of where that roof seam is along the side panels of the Mini. And put a bit of rust treatment on there, and then we'd cleaned off obviously the back of those cant rails. So what I'll do is I'll put a bit more rust treatment on the back of those Mark 1 cant rails that I'm putting on there now, Mark 1 stroke Mark 2, and then what I'll do is we'll put some epoxy primer on the shell on the inside, on both sides, and also on the cant rails, and then give that a chance to cure, and then what we'll do is we'll get them welded on. What I've done is, I don't know if I mentioned it in the last one, I put some tape on the areas that are going to be welded, so along the seam, which you'll see us do when I take it back off, but you can see the tape on the back of that one. I can't remember whether I mentioned this or not. It was just so that I could prevent any epoxy primer going on that area where it's been welded, where I'm going to plug weld it, and then once I've put the epoxy primer on, I can take that tape back off, and then that raw steel that's left there, then I can put some weld through primer on that area, and then put the panel back on, and then in between, obviously, those where it's sandwiched, it's got some paint or primer between that. Yeah, so it's a nice stage to be at. Takes ages though, all of the the messing on, trying to sort of clean all the area up once you've cut all the old cant rails off. Getting the cant rails off was quite tricky. This side was a bit more tricky than the other side, actually. Spent a bit more time on this side. To be honest, a lot of it was because I'd made it harder myself when I'd extended the roof line down for the doors and the rear windows. That had kind of made it more difficult removing the cant rail. But yeah, that's fantastic. So I'm going to crack on now and get those back off, get them cleaned up, like I say, put a bit of rust cure in the back of them, or rust treatment in the back of them, and then get the epoxy primer on and start welding them on. So let's crack on with that. Right then, well, we've got an opportunity to use our new toy now.
Yeah. Now we've got the cant rails out of it now for to go into a new
Mark 1 conversion shell.
Now, so we're
finished with that shell, so we're kind of finished with the old Mark 2 shell.
Which is over there. We're going to put it onto a new toy.
Exactly. I know you've already seen it, really, but it's a new toy that we're very excited about, which we've been wanting for, well, you've wanted one for years, I've wanted one for years.
I've been wanting one for years, me.
Oh, man. It's going to make life so much more easy, but what we'll do is we'll... going
to make a lot more room here by shifting the shell now into our storage.
Yeah, it will do that. So what we'll do is we'll fill them loading it up and you'll get to see it in use.
Very good.
Crack on, do that. valuable cargo. There we go. We'll pick up some very important pop.
That's what the trailer's for.
Yeah.
We couldn't get that unless we had the trailer.
We'll need it. There we go anyway. What do you reckon of that? Take you off the tripod. So that's why we've got our trailer. No, in all seriousness, it's absolutely fantastic, isn't it?
Brilliant, it's brilliant. We
So
can get all kinds on it.
Yeah, that's going to help us out massively though. Imagine moving things around for us is going to be so much more useful. You know, kind of like we don't have to rely on our friends to help us. Mr. Johnny G, you know who you are. Yeah. It's going to be great being able to sort of like move things around by ourselves. I mean, obviously we've been very grateful to have the help in the past. It's been great. But that's going to be a huge help for us, isn't it, now, being able to
big help.
move our own. Help. But as you can see, it's a brilliant trailer.
We've been able to transfer the cars back and forward, you know, and we need it and that.
Yeah, that's it.
It's handy. It is really handy.
But
yeah.
So it's only a couple of years old, and it's a IFA Williams CT136 HD. So it can carry 2.6 tons, or gross weight 2.6. So the trailer weighs half a ton, so it actually can carry 2.1 tons. So like my van, that weighs just under 2 tons. Yeah, just under 2 tons. So you can imagine picking up anything we want. We could get probably, how many minis is that? Minis, about maybe 3 minis on it, I think. Yeah, there we go. Anyway, for some of you it's just a trailer, but for us it's
brilliant.
It's better than getting a car for us.
It's something I've been wanting for years and years, you know, but
yeah.
It's
anyway,
one of them things that I never got around to it.
Got around to it now though. Fantastic.
But this came up and we couldn't refuse it.
Absolutely. Anyway, there we go. We'll crack on with that Mini now anyway, get those cant rails finished off.
That's the stuff.
Brilliant.
That's the stuff.
Crack on. Right then, there we go. That's the beer fridge stocked up. Lovely. There we go. We'll be having one of them in a minute. I'll have a quick walk around this trailer anyway, show you a couple of things on it that are interesting. So you notice when we were using it, it's got 2 legs at the back that drop down. And so the reason for it is, actually my dad will show you drop the leg. What happens is that you can handbrake the trailer, raise the jockey wheel, and then drop the legs on the back so you can load the trailer when it's unhitched. I'm not sure how many trailers you can do that with. You maybe do that with a lot of trailers, but it's obviously a good point to drop the legs on the back. That kind of, you see they come down on that handle. Obviously at the minute the jockey wheel's not wound right out, so they're off the ground a little bit, but just so you can hitch it, load it when it's unhitched. And the good thing about that is you'll see when it comes back up that it actually locks the ramps in. You pull it back down, Dad. See, when you pull it down, it leaves you access to your ramps, gets your plate out of the way, and then the ramps can pull out, which is really handy. And then as soon as you push the lever back round again, see it locks the ramps back in again. A brilliant trails. Yeah. It's brilliant little trail, so it keeps your plate safe and out the way when you're loading. Obviously twin axle, but it's fantastic. It's great. It's filthy at the minute. It needs to go clean because it's had the little old rusty Mini on it. But we'll be giving it a clean. But yeah, lights all round on it as well. Anyway, there we go. That's going to be really useful for us. Really helpful for us, because when we're moving the mini shell back down, and then when we're moving the 205 in and out, or when we're picking up other cars, which we're going to be doing, which you'll be seeing more of very soon. More things to work on, more projects. But anyway, there we go. That's it. Thought I'd just have you a quick look around that while we're on. So we're gonna have a beer now. We're gonna sample one of these out the fridge. How's about that, Dad?
Yeah, I'll set the table up.
Good plan. I need to clean that one out still so you can see the difference. So my dad's cleaned this one out. This one still needs a little wire wheel out. So I'll wire wheel that out and then put some rust treatment in it. Two all cleaned off, and what we'll do next is we'll get a bit of rust treatment on them next, and then we'll leave that to cure, and then we'll put a bit of epoxy primer on, and then we can kind of weld them on the car. Do the same on these as what I said on the body, though. We'll put a little bit of masking tape just along that edge where it's going to be welded, just so that obviously when we're putting the epoxy primer on, we don't get any primer on that area, so we get a nice weld. Otherwise you just contaminate the weld with the epoxy primer. But yeah, crack on with that now. Yeah, so you can see there where the join of the side panel is, where the two panels come together, and you can kind of see actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a bit of weld down that seam, just a couple of stitches, just to make it a bit stronger. Interesting to see those two panels the way they work on the Mark III Mini onwards. Like I say, I think it's Mark 1 and Mark 2 are all one panel on the side, and from then onwards, the side panels are made in two sections.
Oh, right then, so we're ready to paint. As you can see, all of the rust treatment has all gone black. You can see it really darkens all of the metal. That's worked well. We've covered the areas at which I don't want any epoxy primer on. I've covered the areas that I don't want any epoxy primer on, just so that I can take that paint off once I've got the epoxy primer on and put some rust, some weld through primer on. And I've done the same in here. That's that side, and obviously the side was just done today. There we go. So let's get painting. I'm just going to put it on with the brush just to save a bit of hassle of using the spray gun. I've got a spray gun, but I can't bother to cover everything up, and there's no need. It'll go on with a paintbrush. It's all behind the panels, so not something that's ever going to be on show. But anyway, yeah, let's get it done. Put you on the tripod.
Right then, fantastic. So as usual, our style, we haven't getting quite as much done as we thought we might have got done.
No, it's been a bit hard to take this last Cant rail out.
It has,
we're getting there, we've got it out.
Yeah.
We've
It
got
just,
it down now into
the epoxy primer on the back of them, and
yeah, that's the next
they're
thing.
ready. They're ready. Well, the next thing's welding them on. We just need to wait for that epoxy primer just to cure. But it just took a bit longer that site to take off because of some of the areas that were built on, lowering the windows and doors. Anyway,
Yeah.
it just took a bit longer than expected. It was quite hard work, that. But yeah. So anyway, that's getting us further and getting us closer to the point where we want to be.
It's getting closer now to building the
Sandblasting
the
booth.
sandblasting booth. We're going to
Yeah.
build it in here. That's going to be something
Gonna be
to
actually
say
in-
when we get this built in here.
In the workshop. Yeah. So that's going to be interesting.
And then we start and get the paints on it.
Yeah. So we can kind of get the whole car in one colour, which is going to be
Nice to
fantastic.
see it all in the one colour.
In the sealer primer, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's getting us close, and we've got quite an interesting way of building our booth in here, which is what we're going to do. Hopefully very soon. Once we get these, we'll probably have one last look around the whole shell, and like any little sort of odds and ends, little sort of like bits of brackets we need to weld on, any little finishing off. We've seen a couple of little patches which we need to finish, which we'll do. But you're kind of seeing all this pretty much in real time, so we're kind of trying to.
We're getting out the stage where the bodywork's rebuilt.
Yeah.
The bodywork's
That's it.
all been rebuilt, all new panels in it.
Yeah, everything's kind of where we want it to be. Yeah.
And the Cant rails, we never thought we would come to getting them in, but
We've managed to do it.
now. We've got them.
Yeah.
They're ready to go in. They're going to be all painted up nicely.
Exactly. Yeah. Fantastic. Anyway, thank you very much everyone for watching. Appreciate it a lot. That's fantastic.
Brilliant,
Really appreciate
brilliant.
it. Don't
Press
forget.
that thumb button up. That's
That
what I like
thumbs
to
up.
see. I like to see that thumb button.
That's a
popping
thumbs up. Yeah.
You've been brilliant. All you comments you make. And
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. We love seeing them.
Yeah.
We love reading them.
They're really good. I really appreciate them a lot.
Fantastic.
Obviously, we don't get answering them all, but honestly, just know that we really appreciate them, and it's dead motivating getting all them comments. Appreciate it a lot. But thanks a lot for that. Really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Anyway,
Yeah. Thank you very much.
that's it.
Peace
This one.
again.
Take care, everyone.
Bye. Bye now.